Let's go. Second episode of 2026. We're here. Welcome into the CouchSide Sports Report, hosted by the CouchSide Network. I'm Dylan. That is Simon. We're here to talk some shit, smack, and sport as per usual.
Yep.
Simon, how's it going, mate? How's it been? How's this past week?
Well,
Things like that.
It's been pretty good. Last week was, standard early January, early summer start to the year, with work getting a little bit more busy, but not super busy. And obviously today being a public holiday here in Auckland, amazing.
Yep.
Easily needed that day off. Managed to not really do anything of note.
No.
But I'm doing well. I'm well rested. Obviously, I got to sleep in today.
Yep.
And I took another day of leave this week, so I got a short week.
Oh, there we go.
And I got a short week next week as well. So
this is another public holiday.
but I've taken more time off for that week as well. So I've got
goodness.
2 back-to-back 3-day weeks. So I'm feeling brilliant. How about yourself,
love
Mr.
that.
Courtney?
I'm feeling pretty good. Our 7-a-side football game on Wednesday, though.
One for the ages.
One for the ages. It was, if you're in Auckland, you're watching this and you're in Auckland, you know that it was a howler on Wednesday.
Torrential.
It was torrential, and we were out there with our 7-a-side guys. Shout out to our 7-a-side team, by the way.
Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to the
ladies.
The Gold Diggers.
Yes,
that's our name.
That's our team name.
Feel free to come and watch us, whether it's torrential rain or not, at the cage at St. Peter's.
We don't need the attention. We don't need the attention.
But it was a howler out there. I love
great.
playing rugby in weather like that. So that it was heaps of fun.
I picked a good day to buy boots on my lunch break.
Yes, you did.
I would have been slipping and sliding if I hadn't.
To be fair, I thought I'd be slipping and sliding, but it wasn't too bad.
I don't think anyone did, but I wouldn't have trusted myself. But it was good fun.
No, it was good fun.
Managed to snag a goal right at the end after 5 rebound attempts. So we'll take
the goalkeeper for the other team. Shout out to him if he ever watches this. He was on point.
I think they stole him from an actual good team.
Probably
like a good
man.
semi-professional outfit. It felt like because he was punting that. Well, he couldn't really punt it, but he was doing a very good job.
Who knows, man? But speaking of good, 2 good things. Number one, it's a good thing for you to go and follow us on all of our socials.
It's a very good thing. Maybe even a great thing.
CouchSide.network, at CouchSide.network, on TikTok and Instagram. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you to those who commented on our TikTok and shorts this week. It was good to see some interaction there.
You did me dirty.
You did get done dirty.
You did me dirty, but we'll talk about that later.
But but you also got done dirty in a little bit of the comments on the Razor short that we had.
Oh, did I didn't even look.
Yeah, I'll leave you to go to that. We'll talk about it.
This is going to be the first thing we look about today.
Yeah. While you're doing that, and you search it, you can literally look at our last one. And if you're on YouTube right now, go and follow us on Spotify. But 2 other good things we watched today, which we'll talk about later on, is the NFL championship games. We did both watch, so we'll be talking about that later on. We've also got some A-League and some, of course, Pro League, the OFC Pro League. We've got some NBL to talk about. We've got some All Blacks to talk about. And then we've also got some NBA wrap-up, some stuff like that. The usual shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, first of all, now that you have read that,
calling an audible.
I'm sure you've got a response to that.
Calling an audible.
Although, can I just say, if you've got a comment, if you've got an opinion, please send them through.
Thank you for the comments.
Yeah,
but I'm replying. We're going to move. Dylan, we're moving the All Blacks to the first thing we're going to talk about today.
Here we go.
Someone, thank you for commenting on the TikTok. User name is You're a Ball Bag. Great start. Has started that we're minimizing Razor's Super Rugby accomplishments, and because I think I said he won 7 titles, but he had a stacked team and 2 of them didn't really count. But and I agree to an extent that I may have minimized it a bit. Mm-hmm. And then also said, I was talking like it was a golden generation and it would have strolled into 7 titles, whether it was the coach or not. And then he did mention when they had Prime McCourt and Carter, they'd only last one in 2008. And he left 11 players and brought in 13 players in his first season. And then he also said, when you talk about stacked teams, how often had the Blues had 10 plus All Blacks in the lineup and done absolutely fuck all?
It's kind of not wrong.
To that question, when was the last time the Blues had 10 All Blacks?
That's also a fair comment.
When was the last time we had 10 All Blacks in the starting lineup?
Yeah,
In the starting lineup. Maybe 10 All Blacks, 10 Blues in the squad. But when was the last time when was the last time we had 10 in the starting lineup? What, in the 90s when the Blues won the first Super Rugby titles in a row,
two Super Rugby titles,
or in 2003 when we won a Super Rugby title.
True. Or 2021 where we didn't even have. No, sorry, not 2021. 2024 actually, and we didn't have that many All Blacks. No. So that was Razor's first year.
What I would like,
but yeah.
So what I would like to say is that I think obviously he doesn't have all the control of what players come in and come out of the team. Obviously, he has a say. He would have had a say. He would have wanted to bring in certain players or not. But a lot of the players who would have came in that 2017 season, a lot of players who would have gone. I think all of the key players were already there. Moanga was there, I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing David Harvey was already there. Whitelock was already there. Kieran Reid was already there. Who else? I'm really struggling for the 2017. Oh, guys like
Cody Taylor.
Cody Taylor. Sorry,
was Cody Taylor there at that point?
Cody Taylor would have been there, and Joe Moody, I'm guessing, or maybe he was one of the players who came in 2017.
So is the point? Is the point maybe that you're trying to make here is he didn't walk into it, but he had a great foundation to start with.
Yeah, I think you can't.
The thing?
I think he definitely had a good foundation, and he definitely had a good crop of players. Yes, he probably had something to do with him coming in and coming not, and yes, another coach may have not easily been able to walk in and win 7 in a row.
Yeah,
but I think it still deserves to be kind of looked at, and also. That was his only experience, Yes, it was Super Rugby experience, and he was great at Super Rugby level, and I don't think anyone's doubting. Yes, I might be kind of putting a microscope to this, but he was good at Super Rugby. I'm not denying that. He was brilliant in Super Rugby. There are other things to do with it, but he was brilliant at Super Rugby.
We hate to admit that, to be honest.
but yes, he was. But at the same time, it was not enough in hindsight. In hindsight, it was not enough. And also, in hindsight, the pressure was obviously going to be immense if it wasn't immediate change, which is just unfortunate, But that's all I want to talk about that. But thank you again for the comments. I do like it. We can be civil. We can talk about it. You're a bullbag. If you want to comment again, go for it. I hope you change your username if this becomes a regular thing, because you're going to have me saying you're a bullbag on a podcast every week.
Yeah, we might be losing money at some point.
We might be. But All Blacks, related to the All Blacks, NZ Rugby announced earlier today the process to approach Razor's successor, and it's nothing crazy, honestly.
To a point, yeah.
There'll be a 5-person appointment panel. This will include the chair of the board, David Kirk, board member Kevin Mialamu, also a 100-cap All Black, an experienced high-performance expert, Dom Tricker, interim CEO, Steve Lancaster, and an unnamed, recently retired All Blacks player who could be genuinely anyone. New Zealand Rugby has, recently retired. What does recently mean?
Yeah, fair. That's a good fair point.
They could say recently retired. It's 10 years ago, so it's like Richie or Dan.
So that's what I'm thinking, because Richie's been around.
Or it could be
quite a bit.
Kieran Reid, or it could be someone who's just retired from the All Blacks. So like a
very true,
Brody Retallick, or a Sam Whitelock, or an Aaron Smith, even though they're playing overseas, or maybe it's genuinely someone who is retired. Yeah. They have asked New Zealand coaches with international head coaching experience to apply. The appointment panel will then shortlist and interview candidates, and the final decision on the head coach will be made by the New Zealand Rugby Board. Big thing they mentioned there is they invite New Zealand coaches with international experience, head coaching experience, which was, apart from 2 years with Brazil in the early 2010s, Scott Robertson did not have.
True.
Or I believe he had stints of New Zealand, under 20 New Zealand. So when you look at that, obviously Jamie Joseph is a big name. Dave Rennie is a big name. Vern Cotter would be a name, because obviously he's had time with both Scotland and Fiji and done very well with both teams. Other candidates, Tony Brown is supposedly not coming. It's been confirmed. He's confirmed he's under contract. There's no out clause. Is it the end of that whole fiasco? Will Tony Brown swap? Probably not. The
we'll see what
rumors
happens.
will continue. I'm sure of it. If they really want him, I'm sure they will pay the Springboks money, because that's how it works. And then Joe Schmidt earlier today, it said he wasn't keen in the head coach job. Keyword, head coach job. True. I think Schmidt is more than likely going to be involved in the World Cup for
I bloody well hope so.
Next year, like last time where he was just a selector. I have a feeling he's just involved in some way. But there's obviously sorry, Simon, you're taking the piss. There's plenty of different All Blacks candidates for the All Blacks head coaching job. And it is going to be very surprising to see who starts to get rumoured in the press more than others. Like, is it really going to be a shoe-in for Jamie Joseph, or are they going to throw a curveball, or is there going to be a candidate we haven't really thought of who's going to, suddenly come up and become a key, candidate for this?
You never know. You really never know.
We're obviously going to know pretty quickly because international start in July. They'll want to be involved with the team for at least a few months before that. We've got 3 pretty big test matches on home soil. I believe it's France, Ireland, and Italy in the new... forgot what they're calling it.
And then we've got rugby's greatest rivalry, our massive tour in South Africa. So, which
we found out a couple of days ago that the 4th game against South Africa will not be played in London, but in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which, as a Steelers fan, as I wear my shirt, it's a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie. Our biggest rival stadium. But hey, it's All Blacks.
It's All Blacks. And that's obviously to go ahead with the 2 tests with Australia after that. And then the other 3 Nation Championship games, which will be conversely against France, England, and Scotland. Yes,
I believe that's it, yeah.
And then if we won enough of those games, there's a final, I believe, at Wembley or Twickenham, I don't know where.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a massive year. So they want to get the head coaching job sorted sooner rather than later.
I'm personally thinking, and I did ask you this off camera as well, Super Rugby. So that starts in the teens of February. So it's about 2-3 weeks away, somewhere along those lines. I am thinking, surely, in their head, the best case scenario is that they've selected a head coach for the All Blacks before Super Rugby, so they can get a full scope of how Super Rugby actually goes, and they can see those players for the full season. If it's somebody like Jamie Joseph, for example.
I have a feeling, though, that all of the serious candidates will be keeping an eye on Super Rugby anyway. Even if they've not got the job, I'm guaranteed.
I think probably as a rugby fan, they're keeping an eye on Super Rugby anyway. But yes, you are right.
As a Kiwi rugby fan, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Super Rugby season will be a very interesting one with the number of small changes, the coaching changes. Yeah. Big players going overseas, some players coming back, and also the whole allure of a new All Blacks coach and potentially a lot of places in that All Black squad potentially opening up.
True that
were maybe more locked down in Razor's era, or maybe more players from certain positions will get selected now because of a new coach and how they select teams. But it is very, very interesting. It's very intriguing. Obviously, we feel really bad for Razor still. It's gutted. Yeah. It's gutting to be out of the job after 2 years when you've signed on for 4. And obviously, he wouldn't have known how it was going to go. And he definitely wasn't selling a lie. I don't believe that at all. He was selling a dream, and the All Blacks brought into it. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. That happens at a lot of head coaching jobs in any sport. The amount of so-called dynasties we're supposed to see in local sports, international sports, and a lot of them were based on a very big coach, and it just doesn't work. Or
I was just talking to you in football, especially. I see it in the Premier League, especially, but you see it around the world. You have a manager that comes in if a team's doing really bad. Yeah. They end up doing really well with that team, but they can't carry that on the next season. Yeah. That's how hard professional sport is, right? And once you get film on them, you can figure them out from there.
You have to always be changing, and you see some great coaches who got let go after like roughly a season and a half or 2 seasons because they had a really great start, and then they got found out and they weren't as high up as the board wanted them to, and they got ousted. And a lot of those, like almost every Chelsea manager ever, genuinely. Genuinely. So it's just the rough reality of head coaching, especially with the All Blacks, where an insane win rate percentage is not enough to keep your job after 2 seasons.
True.
But we will obviously update you guys as the process goes forward. We don't have ears in at New Zealand Rugby personally, but we will report what the media reports to us.
But also, because it is our podcast right now, Who you got?
Oh, as who's going to be the All Blacks coach?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to guess it's Jamie Joseph.
I'm going to make the same guess.
Yeah.
I think that's a clear favourite.
I couldn't tell you who is going to be appointed around him, but I feel like
that's what I think is more important.
That's more important and more interesting. I think Joseph will get the nod because if I look at what happened with Dave Rennie in Australia, and they'll go like, it was interrupted and he was shafted, but we don't know. They'll probably look at other guys similar to Vern Cotter and go, maybe not yet, but yes, there's clearly stuff there.
Yep.
And then I think they'll look at Eddie Jones and John Mitchell and be like, yeah, probably not. Yeah. Probably not the look we're looking for.
Nope.
So I think
also, I don't know why John Mitchell would go away from his gig now at England's, with England's women's team, because they're
incredible. They're an incredible team, and obviously John Mitchell has, the history of being the last person to be sacked from the All Blacks over 20 years ago. The guy who is still not liked by a lot of rugby fans in New Zealand because he dropped Christian Cullen.
Yep.
So, very true. Hey, but his son Daryl Mitchell's doing very well for the Black Caps, so we cannot complain.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, that is a very, very good point.
But as we, as we move on from that, we'll move on to the rest. There was a little bit of A-League going on, mate.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of either of the New Zealand teams, it wasn't really that great of a week.
No, it didn't.
The Wellington Phoenix conceded in literally the first minute to go down 4-1 away to the Newcastle Jets, although their new signing Sander Khartoum did get on the score sheet near the end. Not a great result for the Knicks, but it didn't get much better for Auckland FC, despite taking an early lead from Jesse Randall and then conceding an equaliser just before halftime and then getting the lead back later in the second half with Sam Cosgrove. A Michael Veld goalkeeping error resulted in a late Mariners equaliser. Yes, it was raining. Yes, it was a slippery ball, but this is the second game in a row that Michael Veld has been kind of at the centre of attention with Auckland games. The first game I didn't notice it as much, but in the second game it was his error which conceded the late goal. It was given to Ollie Lavelle of the Mariners in the end. It should have been an own goal. But it's not a great look for Michael Veld. I saw on Twitter people were saying he didn't even acknowledge the fans after the game. He went straight into the changing rooms. And obviously, you'd be upset, but you have to say thanks to the fans. And the weather was still not great on Saturday. It was pissing down at times. It was bright at times. The fans obviously didn't have to be there, and they were. So I think there are already massive calls, and I think there will be big calls to maybe see Ollie Sale start in the next game for Auckland. I'm personally go for it. I don't think it's the worst idea. If he plays well, sweet. If he doesn't play well, we still have Michael Veld. So we'll see and wait what happens. But Auckland, again, a couple of games, it just hasn't gone to plan. Yeah. They'll be hoping to get back on track in their next game. They're still top on the table, thankfully, but only a point ahead of Newcastle, who have been very good this season. They've beaten Auckland twice at home. And Sydney are 3 points behind in fourth on Auckland FC, but they do have 2 games in hand, which means if they win 2 games, Auckland won't be in first. And also they keep on losing and drawing and not taking points. The Wellington Phoenix women's team, however, fared much better, earning a 3-1 win at home over Adelaide United, and they are up to second on the table because of how tight it is.
I was about to say, after the start of this season, that's pretty bloody good.
And they face the Newcastle Jets on Sunday at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Wellington host Melbourne City on Friday at 7, and Auckland FC are away to Perth Glory on Saturday night at 11:45 p.m, so that's a late one.
It's going to be an interesting selection there, a goalkeeper for Auckland FC.
Absolutely will be.
Do you see if Michael Veld makes the same mistake? I say same mistake, make a mistake again like that, or maybe not have the best game a third time?
Oh, absolutely.
Or do you jump Ollie Sale in now? It's going to be interesting to see.
Ollie Sale used to play for Perth, so it's kind of like a bit of a homecoming for him a little bit. He was there for 2 seasons. So it's like maybe it is worth it because it's been back-to-back games. Maybe he's played every game. Ollie Sale, we know he's been a credible A-League goalkeeper. Yeah, he's known for making, silly mistakes as well at times, but he didn't make them nearly as much at the Knicks before he went to Perth. So maybe
this is true.
Maybe it's just the team around them, the defense around them. But we move on to what Dylan has amazingly called the Of Course Pro League.
Of course Pro League.
Of course, we're talking about the OFC Pro League. And its first circuit did continue last week, but 3 games were postponed in the middle of last week due to the wet. The only teams who played all 3 games in their circuit, as the games are played in circuits of 3 games. There's 5 circuits, then other circuits for like playoffs and whatnot.
If you don't know what circuits are, it's like baseball series.
Yeah.
It's how they play it.
All the teams travel to one place and they play 3 games in the space of about a week. They have a break, they go to another place, do the same thing.
Yeah.
As I just said. So Auckland FC and Vanuatu United were the only teams to play all 3 games in the circuit. They haven't announced what's going to happen with the other games, if they're going to be rescheduled or if they're just going to be postponed. Auckland FC defeated Vanuatu 3-1 in the only game which played in the middle of the circuit. South Island United would also defeat Vanuatu United 2-1 at the tail end of Circuit 1, and Auckland FC would get a 1-0 win over Bullier FC with a red card, which is good resilience. Circuit 2 starts this Saturday in Port Moresby at the Santos National Stadium, which I believe has been either recently built or recently renovated.
Yep.
And that finishes next week Sunday. Auckland FC will play PNG Hikari, Tahiti United, and the Solomon Kings, while the South Island United will play South Melbourne, Solomon Kings, and PNG Hikari. So some intriguing matchups there. And we will report to you those results. Of course we will, as we move on to the ANBL, the Australian NBL. And Dylan,
yes, sir.
An interesting week in Australian basketball.
It was a little bit of an interesting week. There was a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of games to go through, so bear with. But let's get through it. Melbourne United, they beat the Brisbane Bullets 98-66. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix did unfortunately beat the Breakers 123-116, proving why they're, I think, second on the table at the moment. The Sydney Kings beat the Tasmania Jack Jumpers 105-94. The Perth Wildcats went and romped the Cairns Taipans 106-69. And now is finally the time this week that the home team actually loses, and of course is the Breakers, who lose 112-110. I believe it was an overtime. And I did watch the end of this game. Bryce Cotton proving why he's one of the best ANBL players, if not the best of all time, winning on the nastiest step back on Sam Menenga, creating so much space to win it. And Sam Menenga, who's been the Breakers' best player this year, and I don't think it's actually close, is now out for 6 to 8 weeks with what I believe is a fractured wrist. So that is rough.
Kind of need your wrist to be not fractured for basketball.
Well, for anything really, but that would be pretty ideal. But then you got the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix take their second game of the week. They do win 118-91 against the Cairns Taipans. The Tasmania Jack Jumpers lost. I wrote this wrong. Lost to the Illawarra Hawks 94-91. I'm going to double check that very soon. And then the Sydney Kings beat the Adelaide 36ers, beat the top of the table 106-101. And then in a close game, Melbourne United beat the Perth Wildcats 74-73 away from home. And quickly, just before we move on, I am going to go to...
He's going to check the result.
The result of the the Tasmania Jack Jumpers and Illawarra Hawks. For some reason, it auto-corrected for me. And the reason it auto-corrected is because Illawarra Hawks won, but they won 101-91. But there we go. So,
and also, importantly, in the NBL, it was Pride Week, or Pride Round that round. So
it was.
So, great initiative to show support for people in the LGBTQI plus community.
And we're going to quickly address the elephant in the room. The Breakers had a little bit of karma with those 2 losses this week. There is one more game, though. The Brisbane Bullets do play the Illawarra Hawks. When this comes out, that game would have already played. It plays at 9:30 as of recording. So we're recording on a Monday. It comes out. The game's played 9:30 tonight. But the result of it will be out when this comes out.
And to quickly recap, because we didn't mention anything about it last week, but the Black Caps, for the first time in either a long time or ever, won an ODI series in India.
Yes, they did.
So good for them, as the T20 World Cup starts very soon. I don't think it starts before the next podcast, but it starts very soon. We will be covering that. Don't even think about bringing a pillow, because it's T20 cricket.
No, I don't bring a pillow for T20 cricket. I bring my
for what?
For T20 cricket.
Good.
I bring my guava Bundabergs, baby.
Oh yeah, guava Bundabergs, bro. And based on that, it's been announced that Bangladesh are pulling out because they. This is a bit of it's not a great situation, but in a lot of tournaments in cricket, they have to have two hosts, because Pakistan can't play in India and India can't play in Pakistan. And now it was coming up that it was, I believe, and I might be wrong here, but just players who were either of Pakistani heritage or were Muslim were going to struggle to play, and Bangladesh had an issue with that, and they wanted their games to all be moved to Sri Lanka, where Pakistan's games are all being played for this tournament. But the ICC said, no, we can't do that. So Bangladesh have had to pull out, and Scotland have replaced them for this T20 World Cup. Bangladesh being one of the test teams, so it is a shame to see them have to pull out the tournament for a non-cricketing reason. And hopefully there is solutions in the future when it comes to tournaments being held in the South Asian region. But as we move on to more...
I'll tell you what, man. From being here, if you heard that, from being here in Aotearoa in New Zealand, consider yourself extremely lucky that you were not in a political situation like it is there.
Yeah, and it's not even a political situation. It's just a very...
It sucks. Let's just say it sucks, man.
It sucks. It's a social situation. But,
but
we're not a geopolitical podcast yet.
No, we talk sport, baby.
We talk sport.
Sport is for every body.
And
anyway,
we move on to the international side of things, and again, just the same three things as last week. And we kick off the NFL playoffs, which ended just a couple of hours ago.
Yes.
First of all, the Denver Broncos hosted the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. The Broncos aiming to reach their first Super Bowl since 2015, when Peyton Manning had his fairy tale ending. The Pats trying to reach their first Super Bowl since whatever the second to last Super Bowl
would have been
against the Rams in 2019 in Atlanta.
I believe it's 2018.
Well, 2018. Oh, it's 2018. It was in Atlanta, and now it's the Super Bowl where they blue ballsed everyone into thinking that they were going to play the song from Band Geeks from SpongeBob, and all they did was the little intro, and then it changed to Sicko Mode, and everyone was just...
Sicko Mode is 2018 coded as fuck.
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, we're going to do the song. They had the animation, and then they start doing the trumpets, and you just hear... oh no, that's Fiend. Oh, but the
Sicko Mode,
the Sicko Mode. And Travis Scott comes out, and everyone's like, "This isn't fucking Band Geeks. This is a sweet victory." That
was that the 2018 Super Bowl? Yes, it was.
The 2018, I was against the Rams. It was the most boring Super Bowl of all time. It was like 10-3.
It was 14-3.
14-3, and I had a Super Bowl party for it, and everyone there was like, "This is so shit." I was like, "Guys, I'm sorry. It's not usually this bad."
Did you take the day off for the Super Bowl this
year?
Yes.
No. Last year I have. This year I did not, because I was already taking 2 days off in previous weeks.
Okay, fair.
So I was like, I probably can't take an. But I kind of do want to take the day off now, considering what the Super Bowl is going to be.
True. It's a story Super Bowl
in very snowy conditions. Drake May, and the New England Patriots were able to get the win over the Bo Nix-less Denver Broncos 10-7.
I was still right.
You were still right. They didn't concede 40, and I do want to apologize to my Denver Broncos faithful. You guys will get it next year. I'm sure.
Also, can I just say, friend of the podcast, Reese, messaged me as well, and he was like, "Dylan, you know Simon's right? He was wrong. He was wrong.
I know I had an ally in Reese.
He was wrong. No, they did not score 40. I knew they wouldn't, because that Broncos defense is way too good.
I did see the defense was great, but also they were playing in the snow.
Well, they eventually played in the snow. If you watch this game, the whole first half until about 6 minutes into the third quarter was sun.
Really? I thought it was snow like the whole time.
Nope. as soon as it hit
shows as much as I know.
As soon as it hit after 6 minutes, that's when snow started to fall, and by the end of the third quarter, it was a snowstorm.
Wow.
That's how quick it changed.
That's just Colorado weather for you. But
big facts.
Drake May has gone to a Super Bowl. A lot of people starting to even more suggest those parallels to Tom Brady. Let's wait and see. But Patriots fans, if you've listened to them, they're in the gutter for so long. Oh, so bad. We had to have a former MVP be our quarterback after Brady left, and it didn't work. And now he just yells wearing funny hats on TV. And no, you guys selected Drake May, and look how good you are now.
I'll tell you what, man. Because I've said this before. The Patriots went through 3 to 4 years there of being shit.
Five
NFL standard.
Yeah.
And then they get to this. It's actually kind of making the Steelers, who have now looks like they've verbally agreed to hire Mike McCarthy as a coach. Oh, look, I mean, I have my own opinions on that. I'll leave it for another time.
Yeah. Leave it to when it actually starts sucking.
Yeah, exactly. There is good and bad things about the hire. Let's just say that.
He could be the Messiah. You don't know.
No, his Messiah times are past. But what I'm saying is, there is something to be said that you have to go down before you go up. And the Steelers are trying their best with Mike McCarthy at hiring not to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a case of maybe we do, because it's worked for the Patriots.
He brings you guys down anyway, and then 2027 NFL draft, you're picking someone number 1.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Or Will Howard works out and is the next 6th round pick, Tom Brady. But you never know.
Hey, we'll see.
I don't think that's going to happen. But the Patriots did win this game 10-7. It was a defensive fest. Both defenses were awesome. The Patriots just won the moments on offense, and Jarrett Stidham, although he did play,
he did well. He did well.
Just couldn't win those moments there. And I'm not sure having Bo Nix and maybe would have changed that. But I think once the snow hits, man, it becomes a different game.
It becomes a slugfest.
But this NFC Championship game, I watched the entire thing, and it was awesome.
I watched most of it, and most people were saying this is actually the Super Bowl of the season. Don't worry about the next game. And now it's the Seattle Seahawks hosting the LA Rams, and this was a great game.
Don't worry about the next game, though.
Some great offense on both sides, some great defense on both sides. When you have wide receivers like I'm going to say his name wrong.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. If he has the game that I think he can have in this Super Bowl, I might be ready to call him the best wide receiver in the league. That dude in this game and in multiple other games is open 24/7.
But then on the opposite side of this game, you have Puka Nacua, who is always showing how just insanely talented he is.
And he was insanely good in this game as well.
And you have other wide receivers across the league who are also very good, who just aren't in this situation, like Ibuka and Harrison Jr., all the young guns.
Yeah, so you've got Justin Jefferson there. You've still got Jamar Chase there. George Pickens is, he made a name for himself at the Steelers, but he certainly did that with Dallas this year.
DK Metcalf on his day.
Yeah, so, there's going to be, but I honestly, I have to look at this game, man, because this guy, I said this to you outside of this Seahawks team is so similar to the teams that went to the Super Bowl and won it in 2013 and lost because they didn't run the ball in 2014.
Yeah.
Although they could have run and still got stopped anyway. It's so similar. Like, you've got a quarterback who is great, close to elite, but if he makes the right decisions, then you're going to win the game.
Yeah.
That is Sam Darnold.
Legend.
Can I just say, the story of him bust to this is insane. This is why this Super Bowl is a Super Bowl of stories.
It does mean that getting selected early in the draft by the Jets may not kill your career. So
that's a very good
Zach Wilson, use this as motivation, mate.
Also, Sam Darnold is officially the first quarterback from the 2018 draft class to go to a Super Bowl.
That's crazy considering the other quarterbacks in the 2018 draft class.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson still haven't gone to Super Bowls.
What happened to Josh Rosen?
It was tough. Let's just say that. But yeah, elite defense, an elite wide receiver.
Wasn't Baker 2018?
Baker was 2018 as well. He still hasn't gone.
Yeah,
so elite defense, a fantastic running game with Kenneth Walker, and that offensive line is awesome.
Scary.
And elite an elite wide receiver with a good wide receiver core around him with, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp as well, who's a little...
Oh, yeah, he's there now.
Yeah, who's a little bit past his prime, but still very good.
Yeah.
So that Seahawks team is so similar, to me at least. It's not even funny. But it means we get a Seahawks... Rams NFC Championship. Seahawks won 31-27, and we get a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl.
I'll take that.
The Super Bowl is always full of stories, but this one especially for me.
This is great. You got no Chiefs, especially. You got no Eagles. Who are teams in previous? Oh, yeah, it's just two teams. I'm the Patriots have won so much in the past 25 years. But
this turnaround from the Patriots is a story in itself is insane.
It's a new coach, new quarterback, and basically a brand new team. Mike
Vrabel should have never been fired from Tennessee.
Nah.
Should never been fired. But anyway. But that's another story. I mean, Sam Darnold going from a bust to now leading this team, the Seahawks team, to a Super Bowl. Mike McDonald, who I think is the coach of the Seahawks, is still under 40 years of age, was the defensive coordinator at the Ravens.
Just like the guy
awesome
at the Rams.
Defense.
What's the Rams coach?
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, he's still under 40.
Who's been elite. Sean McVay being under 40 is crazy, by the way.
I think Sean McVay seems like a...
And he has coaches, he has a coaching tree off of him as well, which is even crazier. I'm going to double check. No way is Sean McVay.
He's about 39.
Still.
Because he was like 30 when he got hired by the Rams.
Oh my God, he is. If I'm not he is. He is 40. But like exactly 40.
Exactly 40. Yeah.
Crazy. And then Mike McDonald, who's the coach of the Seahawks, now the Super Bowl attendee Seahawks. Not Mike McDaniel. I want Mike McDonald. Is 38.
Wow,
crazy.
Battle of the young coaches.
Yeah, man.
In that game.
So it's Vrabel is going to be Vrabel versus McDonald, Seahawks versus Patriots. What story is going to win? I think the Seahawks have to be the favorites to go into it.
The Seahawks are the favorites, but you never know what Drake May and the Patriots can do. And a little bit of Patriot. God loves the Patriots apparently. So,
but I think it's going to be a tale of. If the Patriots are going to win, their offense is going to have to beat that Seahawks defense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it can. Now, we're going to make some predictions next week because the Super Bowl is not next week, it's the week after.
No, it's on Monday, the 9th of February at 12:30 p.m.
There you go. But it is a Seahawks versus Patriots Super Bowl in Super Bowl 60.
And it's going to be held at Levi Stadium in San Jose, home of the San Francisco 49ers, and your halftime act will be a Bad Bunny. So
it will be Mr. Bad Bunny. But there was another championship that you've put here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana pulling it off.
Yes, last week was the the NCAA Football National Championship final. Miami getting to host a final, which is never heard of because they'd already said it was going to be in Miami and they somehow got there. Taking on Indiana, who are undefeated, and Indiana were able to hold on and do the job despite Carson Beck and the rest of the Miami team. That young wide receiver Tony looks very elite. He's only 18. 27-21. The Indiana Hoosiers have won their first ever national championship. Fernando Mendoza can put a Heisman Trophy next to a national championship trophy and probably the honor of being the number one draft and the number one pick of the upcoming NFL draft.
Yep, most likely.
You are a Las Vegas Raider, probably, Fernando Mendoza. So
there you go.
That is the end for college football.
Can we pause here for a second because I said this to you as well. I saw a list where it was talking about biggest sports miracles. Americans, stop it. Indiana, fantastic year from where they were, awesome. Kurt Signetti, coach, done a fantastic job. But it is nowhere near the miracle that it was that my team, and this is when I started supporting them, you can come at me for it, Leicester City won the Premier League 5,000 to 1 odds.
No, it's
that is not. I wouldn't. It's kind of comparable, but no,
it's not. It's not very comparable.
No, it is, from where Indiana was to this year, kind of.
But last year they were still okay. Leicester City the year before was shit.
True, very true.
They managed to survive by a miracle.
There's going to be no miracle. There's going to be no miracle story like Leicester's, man. No. And if it is, it's going to be a long time away. But shout out to Indiana.
But speaking of miracles, your Golden State Warriors might need one as we go into the NBA Weekly Recap. And the CouchSide Classic went the way of Big Cy.
Big Cy, yeah. So Good old NBA weekly recap. Simon's Toronto Raptors did take down my Golden State Warriors 145 to 127 this week in what I'm calling the CouchSide Classic. Maybe it becomes that. Who knows?
Who knows?
But this was the game after Jimmy Butler went down with a torn ACL and is out for the season. So yes, the Warriors will need a big run. I think we can stay playing, but I'm not sure we'll go any more outside of that. In some other big games, the Rockets did beat the Spurs 101 to 106 this week, and then got taken down by the 76ers in overtime 128 to 122. And then in the biggest game, I think, the 11-win Pacers in a finals rematch with the Thunder took them down 117 to 114.
The Indiana Pacers in a very good position, I think, to somehow acquire one of the big four prospects. I've made it a big four now because there is one guy in college basketball who's turning a lot of heads. To go alongside AJ DeBanza, Darren Peterson, and
Cameron Boozer is Caleb Wilson at UNC.
Yeah. He is absolutely balling there. I think he's definitely projected to be at least fourth. He's clearly in the top four. But obviously it was the big three at the beginning of his college basketball season, and now it's maybe even a big four.
And AJ DeBanza just broke the BYU I think scoring record in general, if not the freshman scoring record, scoring 43 points.
Jeez.
So yeah, this top three man looks good. Cam Boozer looks mean at Duke. Darren Peterson, I think, was injured to start the year at Kansas, has come on and looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And AJ, if those guys all work out in the NBA, it's going to be awesome. But in terms of standing updates, I'm going to do this off my phone as well. But the Pistons are still on top of the East.
Yeah.
With
the
the Boston Celtics second, still minus Jason Tatum, out with the torn Achilles for the year. In terms of the and then currently the Hawks are 2.5 games ahead of the Bucks for the last spot in the play-in. But I just want to say as well, from 6th to 10th in the East is really close. Philadelphia is 24 and 20, being 6th in the East. Miami's half a game behind that. Orlando's half a game behind that. And then Chicago's half a game behind that. And then Atlanta's 2 games behind Chicago.
A lot of very competitive teams in the East.
It is,
and
yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I support the Raptors, but...
Who are third?
Yep. Still third. Hello.
Yep. 29 and 19.
We'll take it.
Although, if they were in the West, I think they would be...
like 9th.
5th or 6th.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, so, but if we go to the West, Oklahoma City is still up the top, 37 and 10. San Antonio and Denver, exact same record, but San Antonio's ahead, 2nd and 3rd. And then you've got Houston, LA, and Phoenix all on 27 wins.
LA
They're 4th,
team,
5th,
the
and
Lakers?
6th, respectively. Yes, LA Lakers. Then you've got the Timberwolves, who actually just lost to my Golden State Warriors. They're 7th, Golden State's 8th. Then Portland is 9th, and then the Clippers hold the 10th spot with a 2-game advantage over the Memphis Grizzlies at the moment.
I don't think we covered it last week, but it's not here. But the NBA All-Star starters have been announced, and
Yes,
I'm pretty
they
sure
have.
I can remember these off the dome.
Let's go.
In the West, you've got your boy Steph Curry,
Yes.
you've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you've got Nikola Jokic, you've got. This is where my brain goes to mush.
Come on.
Luca?
Maybe.
Yes. Luca. It was 3 guards, 3 centers because the other one's Wemby, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's Wemby, Jokic, Doncic, Curry, and Shea. Although the All-Star game this year is at like USA versus the world, where there's 2 USA teams and a world team technically. So this is just from the West. Even on the East, you have his name is Jalen Brunson. You have Tyrese Maxey. You have Giannis. You have Cat?
Nope.
No. You have
a lot of people are disappointed with how the Eastern Conference starters turned out.
Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
And Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you say? So go with the East ones again that you said? Because I think you might have missed a name.
Tyrese Maxey.
Okay, you didn't. Never
No,
mind.
I was straight after Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
right.
you had Giannis.
Yeah, a lot of people disappointed with the Eastern Conference starters because there is, if I'm not mistaken, 3 guards. Technically
West.
4 guards and a forward.
The West is 3 guards and 2 centers.
The West is they technically call Luka front court. They call him a forward, but really he's a guard.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people are disappointed with those Eastern Conference starters. I don't know how you can be. Jaylen Brown having the Boston Celtics second is awesome.
I mean, my only biased take would be I'd love to see a Raptor there, but there's only so much you can do.
And also Tyrese Maxey is averaging almost 30 a game.
Yeah. No, genuinely.
So
and also no Anthony Edwards in the West.
So I'm finding it hard to argue to get Steph Curry out of there. I cannot lie, but
bias aside,
yes, but I do think, I get it, but I'm taking my guy Steph.
Oh yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
But we'll find out the other All Stars soon enough.
True.
But for the first time in a very long time, LeBron James not an All Star starter.
No, that's the interesting thing. But he'll be an All Star, man.
He'll be an All Star. Keep in mind he is in his 40s at this point.
Yeah, thanks.
As we
Still
move
the same
on
way he's doing.
to the Premier League.
Yep, let's
Premier
go.
League. West Ham, a very vital win over Sunderland, 3-1. Fulham beat Brighton 2-1. Burnley and Tottenham draw 2-2. Man City get a good win over Wolves 2-0. Bournemouth upset Liverpool 3-2.
Liverpool fans want Slot gone, and they may not be wrong.
Chelsea get the win over Crystal Palace away from home 3-1. Aston Villa get a big win over Newcastle 2-0. Forest beat Brentford 2-0. And in the game of the round, Arsenal go down at home 2-3 to Manchester United. And Everton and Leeds United will play tomorrow. When this podcast comes out, on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Big losses for Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal 4 points clear of the table. I'll talk more specifically about that. But
if Arsenal do not finish the season off as Prem champs, I don't know the next chance they're going to get.
Yeah, because Man City are already getting better. They're just, they will get better. Chelsea, I think, are just, the right consistent manager away and just team sheet away. Man United are playing very well, but we cannot say Man United are going to be a long-term success. You never can. And Tottenham are obviously, we don't know what's wrong with them. But
true.
Aston Villa's a great team as well.
Yep.
So
yes, it's a. Let's just say Arsenal, man. This is
Arsenal,
Arsenal's chance to win it. They've got to do it this season.
You have to do it. Liverpool host Newcastle on Sunday at 9 a.m. and Tottenham host Man City on Monday at 5:30. Those are probably the games of note for next week. And a more in-depth look at the table. Arsenal are still on top, 4 points clear of Man City and Aston Villa. Man United is still fourth, but they are 8 points behind Man City and Villa, so it's clearly a three-horse race at the moment. Man United are a point ahead of Chelsea, who are a point ahead of Liverpool. Fulham is 7th.
And you were talking shit about Fulham to start the year.
I was very confident Fulham were going to get relegated in 20th. As the bottom team. No, they are 7th.
Who did they just sign as well?
Fulham.
Yes, Fulham just signed. Or was it somebody that signed from Fulham? I thought it was somebody that signed to Fulham.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I'm just going to
Harry Wilson's in career fine form at the moment. It's kind of crazy.
Fair.
But Wolves and Burnley are still very much in the bottom 2, but West Ham are now just 5 points behind. Both Forest and Leeds would have been 2 points behind Forest if Forest had lost, for context. So that's very important.
Just before,
I don't think Fulham have signed anyone. I know Bournemouth are signing a very talented Brazilian forward called Ryan to replace Antoine Semenyo.
Yes.
So that's one to look out for. And also, we didn't mention it earlier, but in rugby union news, Australia Rugby and the New South Wales Waratahs have lured over Star Sydney Rooster and New South Wales Origin and Kangaroo Angus Crichton for the World Cup. He will play as a centre. He actually was with the Waratahs before going to NRL, but he didn't play for them. He was like an academy player. So he's the first newer high-profile player. Obviously, Soali'i and Mark
Nawangata
were already signed and whatnot. So this is the first of another code swap. Soali'i was obviously more connected to Union, I think, because he was highly hyped up as a Union prospect.
Yeah, he was.
And then obviously Mark was in Union before he went to league.
True.
As we move on to this week's segment in Dylan and I.
Segment.
we've decided to do guess the player. We're going to do guess the player, and the player has to be a number 1 pick in a NFL draft from 2000 and onwards. And for Dylan and I, that means we have to look at the list again and try and remember everyone.
Imagine we picked the same dude, bro.
Yeah, I know who I want to pick, but I can't really make it out. I want to pick this guy in particular, but I will
see. So here's the thing: I know your NFL. You have NFL knowledge, but it's fairly basic.
Yes.
Mine is a little bit more than that.
Yeah, you're like above basic. You know, you're like you're average. No, you're average at least.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Above average.
My girlfriend says the same thing.
Yeah. I hope it's about NFL. So, do you want to guess mine first?
Yeah, because I'm still deciding who I'm going to go. I really want to go non-QB for you, but I know you'd stuff it, mate.
So, yeah. Do we still want to do 10 questions and then 3 guesses?
Let's go 10 questions, 3 guesses. Yeah. We've got time. So
as the couch side, as we do here, it's trademarked here at CouchSide. 10 questions, 3 guesses.
Yep, there we go. All right, so I'm guessing yours first?
Yes.
All right, so well, I'm going to go with the first obvious question.
Yeah.
Is it a quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sweet as. All right, so that's one. I'll count it on my hand as much as I can. Is this person drafted from after 2015?
No.
Okay, so it's earlier than 2015. So I at least know it's between 2000 and 2015. Okay. Is this person considered a bust?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that gives it away.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But I'm gonna let it just go a little bit. Did this person, I wonder if you'll know this, I'm sure you do. Did this person go to a university in the SEC?
In the SEC, yes, he did.
Okay. Is this person yeah, I think I know who it is. Yeah. Is this person drafted in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet as. I am. Do I just guess it now, just to throw it out there?
Yeah. Well, if you want to guess before your 10 guesses, like we can make it a rule.
Okay.
You can like lock in, but you can only lock it in, and then you can't guess again.
Wow.
If you do it before your 10 questions.
Okay.
If you're confident.
I like that rule.
Yeah.
That was 5 or 6? I think it was
6.
6. Okay. So 2000s quarterback bust.
SEC
bust. SEC. Okay, was this person? Oh, I'm trying to think of some other questions. Because I haven't really got any more questions. I can't lie to you.
You should know it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do know it. But now that you've made that rule, I kind of want to ask more questions, not to lock it in. You know, just reel it in a little bit.
Where's your competitive spirit, Dylan?
Oh, are we going to go here? Is it? Are we going to go
Where's
here?
Your competitive spirit?
Are we going to go here?
This is a callback to last week. Yeah.
Are we going to go here?
Yeah. Guess it.
You do not want those problems.
Guess it.
Fine. I'm going to guess it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the number 1 pick in the 2007 draft.
Yeah.
And that is Jamarcus Russell.
That's my boy, Jamarcus Russell.
That is my boy.
No, it's not my boy. He's not my boy.
My boy.
The man who famously said he studied a blank DVD.
Crazy, man.
When he was at the Oakland Raiders.
You just never really know what it's like until you're honestly in that position.
Oh, no, not at all.
Because, like, you would be a fool at that time to not take Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
But Jamarcus Russell needed a hell of a lot more structure than the Raiders provided at that time.
And let's hope Mendoza doesn't, fall into the same trap. But he's got a head on his shoulders.
We'll see what happens, man. But it's time for you to guess my one.
Cool.
Let's rock and roll.
My first question was going to be, was he selected first? No, of course he was.
That's why we said number 1 pick, simple.
First question, is this player a quarterback?
This player, just for you, is a quarterback.
Thank you. Was this player selected from 2010 onwards?
2010 onwards?
Yep.
So 2011, 12, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Is this player still active?
This player is still active.
Okay. Interesting. Was this player selected from the 2020 draft onwards?
No.
Okay, so 2010 to 2019.
There you go.
Cool.
There's 4.
Cool. So, like, it's obviously not Andrew Luck. Are
you sure?
Well, he's retired.
Oh, that's a very good point.
And so
I wish he wasn't. Man, this is why.
Yeah.
This is why, and I'm going to put this out there. This is why NFL teams, the smart ones, actually build the team first and then select the quarterback to finish it off. Because Andrew Luck got selected to that Colts team, and Ryan Grigson, who was the GM at the time, ruined his career. And like gave him no offensive line. Bro just kept getting it. It sucks. So anyway, besides the point.
It can't be Sam Bradford then, because he's retired, I assume.
But man, did he earn his money?
He earned his money.
Not sure it's deserved in terms of on-field play, but he earned his money.
Has this quarterback been to a Super Bowl?
Has this quarterback been to a Super Bowl? No.
So it's not...
At least not that I know of.
Not Matthew Stafford.
I forgot he was the number 1 pick.
Yeah. See, I know more
Back
than
in
you.
2009.
So not 2010.
Was it 9?
Possibly. I don't know.
Yes, I think it was. It was like 2009 or 8. I'm going to check that while you're doing that. There's 5 questions.
There's another name.
Yeah.
There's another name I'm forgetting. There's a name I'm forgetting.
No, he was 2009. Yeah, because Detroit went 0-16.
That's right.
That's tough.
That's right. Okay.
And then eventually the Browns did too. So that's 5.
Shit. So he hasn't been to a Super Bowl.
He has not.
Okay, so it's also not Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yes, has been to a Super Bowl.
Yep, because he was the number 1 pick when I was in high school.
Yes, he was. Him and Carson Wentz in that draft.
Did
take the Rams to a Super Bowl.
I feel like I can ask this question. Was this quarterback taken by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I really want to say no, but yes.
Come
on, you got to know it.
Locking it in. Locked it in. Is this quarterback Jameis Winston?
There we go, mate.
I got it.
2015 number 1 pick.
That's right.
Mr. Jameis Winston.
I was trying to work through them.
One of the best characters in the league.
Yeah, I was just trying to work through it in order because I knew Stafford was around the 2010s, and I knew Bradford was before or after him. I knew Luck was after that, and I knew there was a couple of years where there wasn't a quarterback taken number 1, like Clowney and Garrett and whatnot, and then you had players like Goff taken number 1.
Yep.
Was Baker Mayfield taken number 1?
Yes, he was. 2018.
And Kyler Murray in 2019. And then Garrett was 2014.
Garrett was 2017.
17, sorry. 2016.
Yep.
Who was
Jared Goff.
Well, sorry, Jared Goff. Ben Winston. 2014, was that a non-quarterback? Was that Clowney? 2014
was Clowney. 2013 was, I believe, Eric Fisher, who got taken by the Chiefs, offensive tackle. 2012 was that not Jake Long?
Yeah, no, that'd be Jake Long.
Was that Jake Long?
Yes.
2011 was Cam Newton. 2010.
No, 2011 was Andrew Luck.
No, sorry, 2012 was Andrew Luck. 2011, I believe, was Cam Newton. 2010 was Jake Long.
Oh, so when was Sam Bradford?
Oh, no, 2010 was Sam Bradford. Jake Long, when was Jake Long? Was that earlier than... Anyway, besides the point.
Simon's doing a looky.
Yeah, besides the point.
Jake Long was 2008.
Yes,
Matthew Stafford was 2009. Bradford was 2010. But it was Newton, Luck, Fisher, Clowney, Winston, Goff, Garrett, Mayfield, Murray.
Yeah,
and then obviously in the 2020s, we've had
Burrow,
Lawrence, Trayvon Walker, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, and just for good measure, in the 2000s, we had Courtney Brown, Michael Vick, David Carr, Carson Palmer, Eli Manning, Alex Smith, Mario Williams, Jamarcus Russell, Jake Long, Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, man. There's some number 1 picks for you.
A lot of them turned out to be very good players.
Yeah, but there was some that definitely didn't.
No, exactly.
But most of them did turn out to be pretty solid players.
Yeah.
So,
and on that bombshell, thanks again for watching another episode of the CouchSide Sports Report.
Yes, sir.
A lot to talk about this week, and well, not really.
And to be fair, I was about to say there'll be more to talk about. Super Rugby's going to get started up. I'm hoping to hopefully do a whole Super Rugby preview video.
Yes, that'd be good if we can.
Yep.
And then we have the NRL starting up not too long after that.
Yes, sir. So we've got some stuff in terms of New Zealand sport coming up.
I'm gonna become a baseball guy this year. So MLB in March.
Oh, you're becoming a baseball guy this year.
And World Baseball Classic in a couple of weeks as the Winter Olympics as well.
All
so
right.
we will be talking about.
Well, I will piggyback off of you with the baseball stuff because I did actually play baseball for a year.
You did?
I am technically an under-19 national champion.
Technically.
When it comes to I played one game in the whole entire nationals.
Should have declared for the draft.
Oh, of course, mate.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, there's multiple guys on my team that have now gone to play in the States, and there's
That's
some
awesome.
playing Div 2, Div 1 ball. So, but that's a little baseball story from me. And with that being said, Simon, thank you very much.
Thank
as
you very
always
much for having me.
we're gonna have clips up and stuff, but go and follow us on all of our social media at CouchSide.network on TikTok and Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe,
Everything.
Then go to Spotify and follow us. If you're on Spotify, then go to YouTube and do the like, comment, subscribe stuff.
Do it all.
Do it all, man. Do it all. But with that being said, man, shall we get out of here?
We shall get out of here.
Let's rock and roll. And as we always say, Couchside out.
CouchSide out.